Welcome to the Akashic Reading Podcast, presented by AkashicReading.com, the place where you can learn to access your soul's wisdom, or at least stop digging the hole any deeper. I'm your host, Terry Uktana, and today we'll be talking about how the energies of Fire Horse support, interact, and challenge us as we enter into this new year. At the close of 2025, we can look back and see Blue Water Snake has helped us navigate through difficult times, either external, internal, or sometimes both. There are numbers of people who report experiencing snake transformations, where their old life sloughed off and a new and better version of themselves is emerging. People found, rather than having to force themselves to change habits or desires, they simply no longer had any interest in the things which were holding them back, and so took the remaining step of clearing and cleaning them from their lives. As 2025 was a completion and implementation year, it was often about navigating through events happening around and to us, whether that meant staying out of the way, don't just do something, stand there, or stepping up to set boundaries and demand change. Snake helped us wind our way through things intentionally to get the best result from the not best situations which had been put into motion in 2024. 2026, Year of the Fire Horse, is a creation year, and the theme for the year appears to be Forge. In Chinese astrology, horse is associated not with water like in the Greek myths, but with fire. It's the energy of passions, desires, freedom, willfulness, high spirits, movement, vitality, and refusal to be constrained or controlled. It thrives on independence and self-expression, symbolizing people who love to explore and break limitations. When the fire element merges with the horse, this freedom takes on an intense edge. The fire horse is dynamic, daring, and ambitious, someone who follows passion wherever it leads. However, the same energy can become impulsive or restless if not grounded. The Fire Horse boosts confidence and leadership energy. It's an excellent year for launching projects, seeking recognition, or pursuing creative ventures. However, it's important to avoid acting on impulse. Verify details before charging ahead. Patience will convert fiery enthusiasm into long-term achievement. The essence of the Fire Horse year is dynamic action guided by mindfulness. It's a time to pursue dreams boldly, but not recklessly. This year is a bit different, or I should say a bit extra, in two different ways. One is that a year of the Fire Horse doubles down on its fiery nature, changing this aspect from warmth and wildness into an intentional transformation engine like a furnace, forge, or blowtorch. The other is the current state of the world, which in many ways is already smoldering in many different areas and aspects, not with the remains of fires, but the beginnings of them. This year brings a breakthrough as the intense fire energy burns away blocks and setbacks, clearing the path to rise higher than ever. The Fire Horse's energy calls us to act with courage and vision, but also with wisdom. Often, when we're talking about horses, the images we come up with are Mustangs, Arabians, Thoroughbreds, and Warmbloods of various types, with the occasional Clydesdale at the holidays. They are, mostly, tall, long-legged, meant for speed, jumping obstacles, and sheer beauty in motion. This year, the energies of Fire Horse are represented by Destriers, Frisians, and Andalusians, strong muscular horses suited for battle, boundary setting, and forging new destinies. Or you can feel the energies of Mongolian horses, who continue to be the soul and heart of the Mongolian people of the steppes. While horse in general is seen as passionate, but not necessarily a maker or manifester, Fire Horse often ends up being the forge, a fire which burns away what is no longer necessary to leave the steel exposed. It's the wildfire which burns things clean, so we're clear to run forward. However, if not careful, it could set everything ablaze. The sound of Fire Horse is not the hollow thump of hooves on turf, but the ringing of hammer on metal, of metal on stone. Its hoof send sparks out to light the dark and warn those who would try to take or create what is not theirs. This energy reminds me of the artists who forge katanas and wakizashi, Swords as beautiful as they are useful, thought to have their own souls, handed down in families for generations. They're used to defend the boundaries and rights of the people and to encourage those who carry them to live a fully ethical and moral life of service. This year, Firehorse offers us support in creating our lives the way we want to live them. This includes removing what no longer serves from the outside of us to reveal the amazingness which has been within us all along. It means carrying us so we can go further, do more, and be more throughout the year. It means helping us navigate through difficulties, hurdles, and obstacles we wouldn't necessarily get through on our own. But it's important to remember horses are about movement. A horse which doesn't get out and do something or is prevented comes to harm. Even if it's just wandering free in a pasture, horses need to move, and this year we will need to do the same. Everything will flow smoother, unfold more fully, provide grace and wisdom if we act wisely on the messages of our soul and take the opportunities which support our path. Firehorse will also be encouraging connection with tribe or herd, found or chosen family, and friendship. While people may focus on horse as a symbol of independence and freedom, horses thrive within families they create. This has come into sharp focus over the past few years due to the practices of the U.S. government in rounding up wild mustangs for sale and slaughter. Time and time again, horses will jump fencing, breaking free of confinement only to seek out their loved ones other than run away. Those who are rescued and brought back together reform family bonds and defend them from intrusion. Horses create family, both biologically but also through what we think of as found family. These can include donkeys, mules, ponies, and even zonkies and zorses. Often people come through tradition, trauma, or training to see biological family as most important, no matter what the circumstances, and to value created family as lesser and less trustworthy. Firehorse energy will support and encourage us to forge families, found and biological, of the strongest stuff through our actions, and to hold strong boundaries so we can maintain them and ourselves in health and abundance. This means it'll be a good year for finding and/or creating tribe, but also for partnership. When it comes to obstacles, horses act swiftly. Whether this is jumping over them or shying away from them, hopping back or skittering to the side, horses work to avoid threats and difficulties if possible. However, if a threat presents itself directly, like a snake or a rat, horses can use and will use their weight to drop on it from a height, stomping the problem out. Can they overreact? Yes. The internet is full of horse owners talking about their horse shying from a plastic bag, a shadow, the wind, or absolutely nothing at all. This is why it's important this year to keep in mind the adage, measure twice, cut once, when taking actions or having to respond to a situation. No need to jump if there's no there there. Horses are also a great example of how to move with the season or the current situation. Horses in winter move down to where things stay warmer and there is more food and available water. In spring, they feed themselves back to health and go where there are safe places to have and raise babies. In summer, they move up if they can to where temperatures are more comfortable and things stay lush from snowmelt. While Firehorse is focused and determined to move forward, it's important to not be blinkered and ignore changes in situations, settings, and motivations around you. Horses embody spiritual energy as well. Mongolian horse culture still acknowledges this, as each horse owner is called to one particular horse as their spiritual vessel, or what we would think of as a familiar in Native American culture. It's their companion and most revered of the herd, rarely ridden but always cared for and consulted in things large and small. In European cultures, the goddesses Epona and Rhiannon were associated with and represented by horses in all their aspects. And today, Tibetan Buddhism teaches of the wind horse, which is the symbol of the human soul. It's seen as one of the 4 symbols for the cardinal directions and as the idea of well-being or good fortune. It's the most common image used in Tibetan prayer flags flown to promote peace, wisdom, and compassion. So here's to a new year full of positive opportunities in any and all aspects of our lives, the freedom to act on them, and the power to forge them, with the wisdom to defend them. And here's to the support and encouragement of Firehorse to follow our path with passion and compassion. Happy 2026. And that's all the time we have this week. If you're interested in knowing more, check out my website, akashicreading.com. Thank you to my patron of honor this week, Lourdes. If you're enjoying this podcast, please consider supporting it by subscribing on Patreon. For just $5 a month, you can join in weekly patron-only classes, see all my other offerings, and get regular updates about what I'm working on at patreon.com/TerryUktana. Thanks. Bye.